What is going on, YouTube? And welcome back to my channel, JoJo Speaks. Thank you all so much for joining Jennifer and myself for this being my Thursday night 8 p.m. live hot topics and social commentary show. A couple things I want y'all to do before we get started. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Press that big white subscribe button. It is free and easy to do. Takes less than a second to mash that thing. So why don't you go ahead and mash it for a brother. Also, be sure to press the thumbs up button for this video. Let me know you're enjoying the content I'm putting out on my channel. Also, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the various topics we'll be discussing in tonight's show. Also, be sure to press the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Last but certainly not least, be sure to share JoJo Speaks with all your family, friends, and loved ones. Let everybody know JoJo Speaks is out here in these YouTubing streets. Quick announcement, I did release my review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta finale this past Tuesday, so please be sure to check that video out. Like it, commented on it, all that good stuff. Genesita, how goes it with you, my love?
Child, I'm out here in the streets. God bless you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, the biggest story that I saw this week was very disheartening for me, especially for those of us in the LGBTQIA plus community. So, Miss Sydney Starr, whose original claim to fame was claiming that she had a sexual relationship with the rapper Chingy. She basically ruined his career, single-handedly ruined his career. Now, some would say that his career was on the downslope at the time that she made the allegation, but either way, we didn't hear hardly anything from him after that. So automatically, I did not like her whatsoever because for me, the worst thing, although some of us may be curious about other people's sexuality, to make a blatant claim like that you've had a sexual relationship with someone whom you do not know whether they are part of the LGBTQIA plus community or not, I can't get with that at all. I can. Uh oh. Jennifer, can you still hear me or see me?
Yeah, I accidentally clicked something. Sorry. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I was about to say,
Sorry.
what's going on?
My bad.
Anyways, yeah, like to, I can't, I cannot get with that whatsoever. But anyways, so this past week she was arrested. According to the video that I saw from Alexander Rogers, shout out to Alexander Rogers, he stated that she was found in an NBC Suites. She was with a 14-year-old in that NBC Suites. She allegedly found him on the street. She wanted him to come into the hotel room. She wanted to perform some sexual acts with him, things of that nature. She has three charges. I'm going to try to censor them as much as I can for YouTube, but sexual battery against a minor, also aggravated child molo. You can
Yeah.
finish that word,
You just
and
said
then
child touching.
yes, child touching. Thank you. And then the act of anal play. I guess I could say that. Can I say sodomy? I guess I could probably say sodomy
I
on
don't
YouTube,
know.
right?
I don't even know if you can say anal.
Oh Lord. Well, there it goes. But anyways, yeah, it I won't say that it puts us in a bad light because Sydney Starr is not a full representation of the entire LGBTQ plus community at large. However, she is a part of the community, and that will give people leeway to say, well, I knew that that's the way that they were. I knew that they were coming after their kids because a lot of people who are homophobic say that we are trying to entice the children to come over to our side. And there's this agenda, this gay agenda, which is the most frustrating thing I've ever heard about the LGBTQIA plus community. Period, point blank. But me personally, I never liked Sydney Starr. The way that I was introduced to her made me feel a certain way about her. Like I can't get with that. She's done a couple of things on the Blue Page with Brashear Gray, who is formerly of Empire. He played Hakeem on Empire. She's done some stuff with him on his Blue Page. So you know, I guess I don't know what she's trying to do as far as her career is concerned, but I hope that there is full justice
Well,
in
I doubt
this.
that any of that was going based upon the things that she wanted to do in her career.
I'm sure it wasn't, but that's just the most that I've been hearing about her recently. That's the most recent thing that I heard that she had done. Um, but yeah, apparently the 14-year-old boy was trying to leave the hotel room. I'm not sure if he was
I'm
aware that she
surprised
was.
they didn't get him for kidnapping.
Right. I'm assuming he was not aware that she was a trans woman. I mean, it's just very. I could
We gotta
admit.
slow down though. Whether she was a trans woman or not, you're with the minor.
Right. Exactly. But I was saying that to say I think that might have been the reason why he was trying to leave the hotel room. There's a possibility. Again, I don't know. These are all alleged
Hmm.
allegations. But
Yeah, for the from the way that I heard the story, um, it sounded like when he, okay, I saw one dude. I think I sent it to you on TikTok. The dude said she saw him at the hotel
mhm.
one time, saw him come around a second time. She said, "Come up to this room." He came up to the room, and then from there, um, when he came up, that's when she tried to press him basically, and he's like, "Yeah, no," and I don't even. I personally don't believe that he thought that she was a trans woman
Yeah, I'm
or
I'm
was
I'm
under
guessing
the
the same.
impression. I think that he didn't want to be pressured to doing anything that he didn't want to be doing as a 14-year-old boy.
Agreed. Yeah, so it's just sad overall. And once again, I will say that it is a stain. Like, even though she does not represent us as a community overall, it is a stain on our community because that's just what it is. But once again, I hope justice is done. I do know that she spoke out, but I didn't exactly see exactly what she said. Jennifer, do you know what she said when she spoke out? Because I'm not sure if anyone has record of that.
She spoke.
I saw that on the Shade Room, but with the Shade Room, sometimes they tell you to click the link so you can see what it is. But
That's why I
anyways,
don't follow him.
yeah. But yeah, it's this is so criminal and so egregious, and sounds desperate on Sydney Starr's part as far as I'm concerned. But Jennifer, what were your thoughts when you heard this story come about?
It's kind of crazy how so many people want to lump pedos with the LGBTQIA community
Right.
and try to make it as if it's an accepted and okay sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes it worse for me
Yeah.
because mm-mm. And just seeing the reason why some people want to automatically say that a lot of um, alternative lifestyle, gay, lesbian, trans people, they're automatically pedos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I saw the hurt and disappointment in a lot of the community hearing about that. I was saddened by the situation because it just looks disgusting. I never had anything or felt anything for Sydney Starr because of the way that she moves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just disgusting, but you know, it looked like she ain't going. If she does get charged, yeah, she ain't gonna be going out no time soon. Oh, and when he got out, maybe that's why there's no kidnapping because he did get out.
Okay.
He went to his family to let them know what happened, and that's how the police was called on Sydney Star.
Gotcha, gotcha. And Jennifer, there is a video in your DMs that I want to show for the next story. It's the Jim Jones and Busta Rhymes video. I think it's like the fourth up in your thing.
Isn't it like the
Bianca, you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
I saw an I know it's AI overview, but there was a response. It says through representatives of TMZ, Starr stated she unequivocally denies the allegations and will defend herself legally, stressing the public opinion must not replace due process.
That was definitely released by a lawyer for sure. Well, at least you got a good
Yeah,
one. And
because
she's facing up to 25 years, if I'm not mistaken, in prison
mm-hmm.
for her crimes.
for the biggest crimes, she also requested that her individual legal situation not be used to judge or place a stigma on the wider transgender community.
That's smart to say.
It's smart, but it's still it's it for me. It's like it don't count. because
Yeah.
these are the actions
Of you.
that you are allegedly doing. So I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had that paintbrush.
Right.
You did that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the family reaction. Her mother, Stephanie Favors, um, defended her, stating the accusations are entirely out of character for Starr, and was in the Atlanta area to work for a work commitment. That's what her
Okay.
mother says.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that added information, Genesita. Bianca, so glad that you joined us, my love. Have you heard the story of Sydney Starr allegedly trying to do something with the minor? And what are your thoughts based on what you've heard thus far?
Yes, I have heard. I heard on it slightly. I didn't really dig into it because now these days you don't know what's true and what's not.
Right.
So I didn't. I don't really know the details behind it and how they found out that it actually did happen. Before we just attach that onto somebody. So I would hope not. But if it did happen, I hope that she gets exactly what she deserves.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
And to
Um,
feel like it's been coming for a very long time.
Mm.
yeah.
I've been
Because
feeling it in the air tonight.
Got it.
Because just like with these DUI arrests that we be seeing on body cams, like 99% of the time is never their first time when they get pulled over. It's never their first one. So I'm assuming that this is something that Sydney has done in her past. Um, so yeah, that kind of behavior does not come out of just nowhere.
But it's kind of
Uh,
difficult for a mother to say, "Yeah, this is not what she do." But you think is she bringing them people around you?
Right,
You
because
think she
Sydney
gonna do
Starr's been
that?
a grown woman for a while now. She's been out
She's
of your house, I'm
she's
assuming
old.
for a minute now. Okay, I'm sure she's in at least her mid 30s, at least her mid 30s, because I think she was probably in her
40s for
20s.
sure. Because
Oh,
when the stuff came out about Chingy, she was a young whippersnapper. 18,
and that was
19,
almost
whatever.
20 years ago. Yeah, probably
All
40.
right.
All right. So last week there was Jay-Z was wrapping up his Yankee Stadium performances. I think he was out there for a couple of shows, and Jim Jones and Busta Rhymes were in attendance. And so while Jennifer's pulling up the video, there was a video of Jim Jones and Busta Rhymes. They were quite close together. Now, here's the thing. I just have to spill a little bit of tea here. I have heard allegedly, I have heard stories about Busta Rhymes being down for the cause with the gays. I've heard quite a few stories about that. There's
You mean an
one you
ally, but or a G?
say what?
An ally or a G?
What do you mean by that?
Gay.
Oh, a G.
Hmm.
Yeah. There is a YouTuber. His name is Trapped something or another. He's been on a couple of Signal 23 shows, things of that nature. He's a decent not a decent, but he's a pretty good LGBTQ plus YouTuber. He told a story. He used to live in New York. He told a story about Busta Rhymes pulling up on him and things being said and things of that nature. So I have heard stories about Busta Rhymes coming on to the LGBTQIA plus community. So I get why people might be making this connection together, but in the video, Jim Jones and Busta Rhymes, they were having a good time. Busta was right behind Jim Jones, and when you got the selfie, right here, if you want somebody else to be in the frame, they got to be really close to you. So I've never thought of Jim Jones, being attracted to men whatsoever. Now I was a little bit surprised that he would allow Busta Rhymes to get that close to him. I was just a little bit surprised at that. However, Jim Jones might have been inebriated a little bit. Maybe he wasn't aware. Who knows? Jennifer, do we have the video ready?
I will have to say, I wasn't surprised because he the one that won a bunch of boys in his VIP.
It is VIP section.
Okay, ain't no grass over here gonna be sipping on my $800 bottle of liqueur. Okay. All right, I'm about to press play.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I know Jimmy. He look like he be talking crazy, y'all. A lot of times, though.
Mathematics, entertainment, truth, history.
I took it down. Nah, I took it down. Yo, Busta, I love you, but they crunched us just now. I just want to pause myself. Hey, yo, my bad. I'm gonna say this.
So here's my thing about this. Do I think that Busta Rhymes and Jim Jones have something going on? I honestly don't. I really don't. I really do feel like this was an innocent thing, but it's just like a lot of people to make assumptions off of just one video that you've seen. I'm so glad that Jim Jones didn't go the homophobic route while trying to defend himself, saying I ain't with that gay shit, and that's terrible, or that's ugly, that's a sin, that's all that good stuff. Like he really could have gone in on the LGBTQIA plus community, so I appreciate him for not going that route. Now he probably felt like he would get canceled if he said all that, so there could be that. But it seemed like they were just having fun. At the end of that video, it looked like there was something going on behind Jim Jones where, Busta was jumping and, doing a little, but it just looks suggestive at the most. But I personally don't believe that there's anything going on between them. And if there is, so be it. Well, maybe not so be it, because he is still with Chrissy as far as I know, and I wouldn't want her to get cheated on with Busta Rhymes. Anyways, this happens all the time when we see suggestive stuff, and this is why men feel, especially from up north, feel like they have to say pause every 2 seconds because someone's going to assume that they're going to say something gay. Now, do I agree with people using that pause word? I think it's stupid. I think it's ridiculous. That was back in the early 2000s, but niggas still doing it nowadays. And Jim Jones said himself that he had to pause himself when I saw him talking about it with his fellow comrades on that podcast with Mano Fabulous and that fourth rapper who's there. I'm not sure exactly what his name is. But this is what we do as a society. We come to conclusions without having all of the facts, and I think it's sad that we have to that people feel as though they can make these types of assumptions just based off of two grown men having a good time at a Jay-Z concert. Jennifer, something tells me you feel differently about this. What are your thoughts?
I don't feel that they're in a relationship. I don't feel any of that is carrying on. What I do feel is that they're real comfortable together.
Seems like it.
And the whole thing about the pause and all that stuff, I love the video that I saw upon the TikToks. And it said, why do you feel as if in every situation you have to say pause? Why are you always thinking about dick?
I saw that TikTok.
And that really makes me want to pause, no pun intended, and consider, are you thinking about dick all the time? Why do you feel the need to try your best to make it seem as if you're not homosexual? Yeah, I don't believe that he is gay, Jim Jones. I don't believe that. But I believe he is male-centered. And I do think that it's a little different. I'm not even going to say weird. That's different. Not the kind of man that I would like. I believe he's the kind of man that would much rather be out there in the streets with his homeboys than enjoying time with his lovely woman. I think if he enjoyed time with his lovely lady, he'd be a married man.
And that's what you mean by male-centered. He likes to be around the niggas a lot.
Male-centered. There's a lot of women out there that's male-centered, but it's not often you see, well, these days, like I talked about and fussed about, there's a lot of men that would rather just be around men and then degrade the women that they're trying to have sexual relations with.
Yeah, that is sad. That is really sad. Bianca, have you seen this video? Well, you've seen it now, but Do you have any assumptions about the relationship between Jim Jones and Busta Rhymes, or do you think people are just making assumptions out of nothing?
I really don't care. And I think that's
I
what
don't
people's
either.
problem is. People always want to put something on somebody. If
Right.
he is, let him be. If he ain't, let him be. It's not bothering
Regardless.
you. That really drives me crazy. And then I feel like a lot of times that is the reason why he say pause, because he had to take the video down. I'm sure because of the comments or what
Mm-hmm.
everybody was saying and everybody
Mm-hmm.
calling them gay. So he had to
Mm-hmm.
say, hold it, wait a minute, freeze it, pause it. No, I'm not. Let me take it down because I understand what that looked like. So yeah, no, he didn't go the route. Well, I ain't with all that shit. He laughed it off and was like, "Hold on, y'all. Come on, y'all." I had to pause myself because I could see what y'all saw with that. I could see we was just having fun. We weren't even thinking about nothing like that. And here y'all
Right.
go, putting some shit on the micro. So I just feel like people need to mind their business.
Agree. You said that perfectly, Bianca.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself, girl.
That's why I use the word comfortable. It didn't look like a homosexual relationship.
It
It just looked
didn't.
real
Mm-mm.
comfortable. That's all.
It did not look intimate at all. Well, it did look a little bit. Because they were just only because they were close. You know what I'm saying? That's the only intimacy that was there. They were just close up together. But other than that, you didn't see no googly eyes or, they didn't even tell each
You
other that
saw
they.
inebriation.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in Jim Jones. Jim Jones was gone. Okay? Jim Jones was gone, honey.
And
Okay?
to be honest, I am Jim Jones when inebriated. When I'm heavily inebriated, Jennifer is fun. Jennifer is touchy. You'll get the hugs, and you'll know that Jennifer loves you.
And Jennifer's also Team Soba when she's inebriated
Team
as well.
sober.
Team Soba. I don't know if I still have that video on my phone or not, but
So that video is still on my Instagram.
on your
I
Instagram.
posted it. I don't know. I'm happy I did because it's a great memory. I'll have to send it to you one day, Bianca. Team
Okay.
sober. Back with
It's hilarious.
before
Me
I
and
was
Jennifer,
married.
me and Jennifer were at the drive-through at Sonic and waiting on her. I
And
don't know
Jonathan
what.
driving my car.
Yes, 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 yes. And I don't even remember me driving your car. See, that's and I don't know what and Jennifer pulled out the phone and she wanted. Anyways, Jennifer, do we have any comments before we get to the next story?
Sure, Team Sober is here. Miss Kim.
Hey, Miss Kim,
Hey,
glad
Miss
you're here,
Kim.
Boo.
That was hair. Anywho, she says, "Hey J and B and J." Miss Kim says, "I'm on a much delayed flight home." Oh no.
Oh wow.
Is it
Oh,
because of the
oh, oh.
weather? Because
I
it's
don't know
bad
what it
here.
is.
Yeah, it was
Girl,
pretty bad here earlier too.
child, stay strong, sis. Miss Kim said, "Buster, I never heard that about him, but I'm not checking for him like that," and that makes sense.
Me either.
But I've seen it mostly within the last 3 to 5 years about Buster being fluid
Mm-hmm.
and enjoy the company of
The men's.
testosterone.
Yes.
And more stuff about it came out during the Diddy trial. People
Yeah.
dropping everybody's issues and problems and things that they want to keep to themselves. Miss Kim says maybe they were tipsy. They were,
They clearly
apparently.
were. Yeah.
They were
And
lit.
their teeth look really solid.
For sure.
Auntie Robin, hey Auntie Robin.
Hey, Auntie Robin.
Hey, Auntie Robin.
She says interesting about Jim Jones brings me to the Jason Lee interview with ASAP Rocky. I never saw him interview before, but talking to Jason about his feelings about the LGBTQIA was enlightening. He's an ally.
Oh. You
Eh,
better be an ally if you're gonna be with Rihanna now. You can't be disrespecting the LGBTQ element of P if you with Rihanna, girl.
oh yeah, yeah, you can't be doing that because that's where a lot of the love come from.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Kim says years ago, R. Kelly and Sydney Starr removed. Wait, R. Kelly had Sydney Starr removed from a video set. Oh, she wasn't invited, of course. Just popped up, and moments later she was gone. That's Sydney Starr for you. Never
Wow.
invited, always popping up. Who wants to have that kind of reputation?
Right. Right. So I went to American Deli yesterday. Shout out to my mama. And they were talking on the radio about Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner has filed for divorce from her wife Sherelle after 8 years of marriage. Now, a lot of people have issue with this because Sherelle was on those front lines fighting for her wife to shut up. Sherelle was fighting so hard, talking with President Biden, doing everything that she could do to make it so that her woman came back to the U.S. free and clear and out of those horrible conditions in Russia. And I've seen those Robin Roberts
Yeah.
interviews with Brittany Griner talking about the conditions that they had to deal with out in that prison in Russia, how cold it was. The conditions were just terrible, terrible. But Brittany Griner has filed for divorce. Now, I did not know this until my mother enlightened me yesterday. But apparently, this is not Brittany Griner's first marriage. She was married to a woman previously. Apparently, the woman was either pregnant with twins or had recently had twins, and Brittany had left her allegedly high and dry. So here's my thing. Brittany is a grown woman. She can do whatever she feels is best for her. My mama said, she's acting like a real nigga out here, and I'd have to agree with her. That's something that niggas do. They'll leave you high and dry when they find the next thing smoking. But I do feel bad for Sherelle because we saw her all the time while Brittany was in prison in Russia. Like she was everywhere um, advocating for the release of her wife. They made such a beautiful couple. They seemed like they were so in love. I'm not sure if that was just
I bet
performance.
she thought so too.
That I would I could agree that I'm thinking she did think that they were going to be together forever. She thought she found her forever love, and apparently Brittany doesn't see it that way. I have not heard either one of them speak out up to this point. I would love to hear a little bit more detail because yesterday when Mama was listening to those people on the radio talking about it, I tend to stay sort of kind of in the middle as far as my opinion is concerned. So Mama was going on and on about Brittany's terrible. Why did she do this to this woman? She fought herself, and I was like, well, you never know. Sherelle might have cheated, or Sherelle might have stolen from her, or Sherelle might have done something nefarious towards her. Like you never know. We don't know the facts as of this point. But the more that I think about it, the more that I think about what my mother said yesterday.
What she say?
She was probably right. Brittany is a whole ass nigga out here. Just
She ain't
running
say
through
that.
these
Mama ain't say
women's.
that.
Well, she did use the N word. She didn't use the N word itself, but she made that
Uh huh.
comment.
I was just thinking about the A word. I wouldn't be upset if she said.
Oh, no, 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 no. Of course not. Yeah, she would never say that in my presence, at least. But yeah, I hope to hear something from either one of them, because I'm just nosy and I want to know what happened. I'm really interested in understanding, what caused the split between this beautiful black lesbian couple. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Bianca, have you heard of this news? And we can assume what might have happened, but just what are your thoughts in general?
Well, according to Mama, the wife may have dodged the bullet. So it may not be, sometimes things are hindsight. You never know
Hmm.
why certain situations are happening. So she's probably dodging the bullet because this ain't the first time that what's your jigger, Brittany has done somebody like this. And she left him with the children and now. So it's like, is that really somebody who you want to get seriously attached to? Now, what you
Hmm.
can do, baby, is sit up there, put on them tears, replay them videos in court of how you was talking to the president and you was trying to get your wife out because you thought you had the best marriage, and let them know what type of alimony you need.
Right. Okay, I need my check, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Genesita, you seem to have feelings towards this. What are your thoughts?
I don't know if you've guys seen this, but back when Griner was
Oh, not Grinder.
fighting, ooh, stop, fighting for her freedoms. Do y'all remember that video of a bunch of studs in somebody's stud garage, and that song from Cynthia Erivo from when she played Harriet Tubman? I
Oh,
will take my people with me. Together we are whole. and they had choreography and everything.
I need to see that. I have not seen this video
You
yet.
saw it, Bianca. Did you see it?
You gonna have Bianca having a coffin fit? There you go, right there. There you go, right there.
But that's what I was laughing at in my head because that was such a cringe situation. But, you know, they were trying to stand up for her stud sister. Anywho, what I personally don't need to hear anything that happened. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because there is a pattern.
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 Yes.
And I was also laughing at this TikTok video of this girl was yelling at Brittany Griner. She said, on behalf of all studs, F you. Basically for making studs look horrible.
No, the studs don't
Yes,
see it
yes.
for Brittany.
Because when for the first divorce, it's not easy to come together to get a surrogacy for not surrogacy, get, you know, seed to have a baby, to have all of that arranged, to get that done. And she did that and walked out. Went through that
Walked
whole
out.
process and said goodbye.
Goodbye.
Peace be with you.
Sayonara.
And I don't know if they didn't have any kids, right? The most current marriage that's about to be dissolved.
I know that they were talking about having kids, but I don't think they ended up doing it though.
I'm a little. I'm not upset or discouraged. I take the side of my mama. She a whole ass nigga out here. You know what I'm saying? It's just is what it is, and sometimes we have to realize when all of a sudden this African. Thank you, Auntie Robin. I knew they had one child. They
Okay.
had one kid.
Okay.
But when you see somebody else go through a process like that, we just have to remember it's not always because of favorable conditions, not always because of, you know, it just wasn't right or whatever. We have to look at the person.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe she looked at Brittany Griner and said, you know what? She's Brittany Griner. She's making money. And I'm not saying that every relationship is for money, but
Right.
you have a really, what seemingly looks like a great person. And she went with that. God bless her. Auntie Robert says, folks get divorced. What's NBD? NBD. I don't know. George Lopez divorced his wife after she gave him a kidney. Yep.
Ooh.
This is true. Miss Kim says, if I held you down while you were in Russian prison, you might as well try to go back because I'm going to unleash literal hell on you.
Yeah.
As you should. She need to out her, you know, just call the FBI or something, saying she doing stuff. Anyway, oh yeah, I already. And Auntie Robin says yes, one child, and no big deal. Thank you. Yeah, people get divorced, but I'm not trying to figure out what's going on. I just don't think that Brittany Griner is the kind of woman that needs to be locked down with the woman. But unfortunately, I do believe she's going to be married again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. So earlier this week, K. Michelle made an appearance on The Breakfast Club, and she was
With that hair, oof,
all that hair, all that hair, honey.
that's way too much for me.
It was quite a bit. It was quite a bit. And she was speaking on collaborating with other Black country artists, and she claimed that Shabuzi ignored her feature requests. Then she went on to say the community is going to come after you after they find out that you don't like Black women, and she went on and on about Shabuzi and things of that nature. And here's my thing: if someone does not want to work with you, they just don't want to work with you. She did say that they had, been communicating here and there and things of that nature. But when it came to her request for him to do a feature on her country album, apparently she got ghosted. So, excuse me. That was mad petty for K Michelle to do. Although I do enjoy K Michelle, I've never been like the biggest fan of of K Michelle's, but I did not appreciate her putting Shabuzi on blast. Now, of course, she has the right to do whatever she wants whatever she wants to do, but to try to defame Shabuzi for not wanting to work with her and then going on to say that he doesn't even like Black women. Now, I did see him do a performance on Jimmy Fallon, and there was a Black woman that was involved in that performance, and looked like they were about to kiss at the end of the performance. So I don't know if any of that is true. And to be honest, like, why does it matter whether he likes Black women or not? Like, that's his business. If he wants to date white women like Jamie Foxx is notoriously known for doing, I don't know if I've ever seen Jamie Foxx with a Black woman, so he's still very, very popular amongst the Black folks. If that's Shabuzi's choice, then that's his choice. But for you to try to come after him for simply not wanting to do a feature with you, I can understand why he may not have wanted to do a feature with you. He is like the biggest Black country artist out, with the exception of Beyonce. I don't know if you would necessarily categorize her as a country artist.
And Darius, what's his name from Hootie and the Blowfish from South Carolina?
Yes, 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 absolutely, absolutely.
Darius Rucker.
Darius Rucker. I love me some Darius Rucker. That man
voice.
represents us well.
Yeah, you
Represents
do.
us well. But I think K Michelle's just mad. She's just upset. She's mad because she couldn't get the one of the biggest Black country artists out here. It would have been great if they could have done a collaboration. I would have wanted to listen to it. But he doesn't want to do it. And this might be the reason why. It's because of the way that you act, K Michelle. It's because the way that you are going around these streets, K Michelle. The way that your mouth is so reckless, K Michelle, because he don't want to be associated with you. So shout out to Shabuzi doing his thing. He getting his money. He making his music. He's taking all these white people money. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Jennifer, did you hear about this going on? Are you surprised that K Michelle put Shabuzi on blast? And what are your thoughts on his decision not to do a feature with her?
No, I didn't hear about it, but I'm not surprised. It sounds exactly like K. Michelle. She is that kind of person that's going to go on a huge show and vent like this. And personally, I'm starting to feel like this is why she ain't where I think she could be. Because if people say no to you, sometimes the possible no could come from not getting any backlash from your mouth
Right.
or your business being put out there because you don't know how to keep some business behind closed doors. So no, I don't feel sorry for her. But this is just her. This is what she does. I wish that she had more of a. I think a lot of stars need to continue to learn from Beyonce when it comes to just not talking. Whether it's
Yeah.
good, whether it's bad, just give them enough. Just give them enough. And don't be negative about anything. If you feel that way, let it show through your music.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Show and prove. That's all you got to do. That mouth ain't got to come with it, girl.
It's
Anyways,
getting her in trouble.
and you said you were not surprised that Shabuzi declined her offer for a feature. You weren't surprised about that.
Hmm?
You weren't surprised that Shabuzi turned down her offer for a feature. You weren't surprised at all.
Absolutely not. Because after I say yes to Beyonce, why would I say yes to K. Michelle?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's like Nene. That's like Nene telling Candy, why would I go from Ryan Murphy to a Candy Burris production? Even though Candy Burris is that girl and will probably forever be that girl. I get that. I get that. Bianca, Does this do these events surprise you? Are you surprised that K Michelle went on the Breakfast Club and talked about Shabuzi in such a way? And are you surprised that Shabuzi declined her offer for a feature?
No, I'm not surprised that she went on and said something about it. You know, just having a little bit of inside scoop. This is her baby,
Mm-hmm.
and she's been getting a lot of backlash from the white community about her stepping into this industry. She
Mm-hmm.
was nervous about putting out her album. She was nervous to have an album release party. She just wasn't confident because she wasn't getting the support that she thought that she would be getting.
Yeah.
So with her reaching out to people in her community to see like, hey, I'm getting all this backlash from these people. We talk on this end, and then all of a sudden we going back and forth. I asked you for a feature, and I don't hear nothing. We all know she wear her heart on her sleeves.
She
She's
does.
gonna say exactly how she feels,
Mm-hmm.
especially if somebody asks her. She ain't gonna lie about it. Now,
Right.
I agree with Jennifer wholeheartedly. She just need to learn to keep her mouth closed, conceal some of those feelings,
Yeah.
talk to them, to the people that's closest to you, but for the outside world, just leave them out of it. They don't need to be in the text thread. They don't. But
Right.
I'm definitely not surprised about it because that's how she is, and she says it all the time. I wear my heart on my sleeves, so if she feels something, you're gonna know it.
Absolutely. And I firmly believe that Kay Michelle is in desperate need of some therapy. I have a feeling
Mm-hmm.
that she might have a case of body dysmorphia because the fact that she was on this season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta still talking about wanting to do things with her rear, still wanting more surgeries and things of that nature. Like her face does not move. Like her mouth barely opens up when she speaks. Like it's she's starting to look a little bit like Kelly from the Real Housewives of Atlanta to me.
Oh
To
no.
me. But I want her to get some therapy, and I'm not so I don't know if she's ever been to therapy before or whatever the case might be, but she needs some help, at least in my opinion, because she could be so much further along in her career were it not for her MFing mouth. Jennifer, do we have any comments, girl?
Yeah, but I also want to say with her having a hard time connecting, you know, I know it's not easy to say, but sometimes you just need to go out there and do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Um, and I hate to go back to Beyonce, but there are times when she released albums and she said, "Oh well, it ain't gonna make no numbers. Oh well." She said it in the song.
Yeah.
Even though she's Beyonce, she still has those same kind of insecurities as well. So, you know, just do it. And I believe she sounds good. I believe she sounds good. I've heard her sing in the country's train in a country song. I don't have no problem with her in that way at least, but she need
Yeah,
to chill out. Miss Kim says Brittany is a f boy. Yes,
for sure.
Brittany is. Hey Miss Tammy.
Hey,
Hey,
Timmy.
Timmy.
So glad you're here, boo.
She said, "Look, two people in a relationship, two people have a part in the breakdown of the relationship. Absolutely."
Agreed.
Auntie Robert says, "Speaking of Jamie Foxx, I just realized that his show Beat Shazam is back. You should consider trying to get on that show. That and quiz with balls. You'd be great. Quiz with balls.
I do enjoy the Beat Shazam show. Like I used to watch it when it was initially on. I probably would not do as well on the show because I'm more well versed in the R&B and somewhat of the hip hop side of things. But when it comes to rock or country or things of that nature, naming the song title and the artist, yeah, that ain't gonna work for me. I'm sorry, I'd fail. I
Yeah,
probably wouldn't fail, but I'd probably get like maybe a C out of it. I ain't winning, that's for damn sure.
yeah, you never know. It's Mamaire.
Hey, Mamir.
Hey, Mamir.
She says hi everyone, and she says, "I worry that K Michelle and her near obsession with worry about K Michelle and her near obsession with surgery. Even after her doctor said no more bottom implants, after her complications, yeah. With the last one, she still wanted to get another one. Yeah, like at this point, get some pads, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, the drag queens make it look so real. Make it look so real, and
Get
you
that
can
whole couch
too.
in there.
Okay.
Or just leave it alone. You already got your man.
He apparently like you. I'm not saying it's a feat, but I'm just saying.
All right. So last week, Clarissa Shields, she was on a show, a podcast, and a host by the name of Shanika, she asked her the question of how much longer are you going to stay in a relationship with a married man? And Clarissa Shields did not take that well. Understandably, I don't know why she had to ask that question. Now, I apparently Papoose and Remy Ma are not officially divorced. I guess, because she wouldn't have asked that question if he was officially divorced. So, but I mean, people do people are grown out here and they do whatever it is that they feel like doing. And if Papoose is no longer in an intimate relationship with Remy Ma, yes, they are not, officially divorced as of yet. Okay, I get that. However, his heart is now open to entertain someone else. So, and if Clarissa Shields and Papoose came together, just so happened to be, after everything went down with Remy Ma, then she has the right to do that. Now, Clarissa Shields did go off. I mean, off on this woman. And it is what it is, but she had a lot of balls to ask that woman that question straight to her face. Like, how much longer are you going to stay in a relationship with a married woman? Because we all know what that question means. It means you are a homewrecker. It means you are a whore. It means you are a scoundrel, a scallywag, a bottom, whatever that is. I felt as though the question was a little disrespectful, at least in my opinion. Now, a
But
lot of
she's
people.
being disrespectful.
What was that?
But she's being disrespectful by engaging in a relationship with a married man.
Anyways, so because if I'm getting divorced from my partner and I see a pretty young, not a pretty young thing, because I don't like no younger man. I don't want no man that's younger than me. But if I see a fine man walking across and I'm ready to engage with him. There's my word right there. Then shoot, I would do it. Jennifer, do you think that question was disrespectful? And are you surprised by Clarissa Shields' response to this question? And do you think that that woman who asked her the question had the right to ask that question?
Personally, I believe I'm not upset at the question.
Okay,
Personally, she's an interviewer. She's going to ask questions.
right.
And lastly, I'm not surprised with Clarissa's response because, when you do things to people, you can't judge or try to dictate how they're going to react to it. So it's like,
Right.
whatever. But as an adult, not low key, high key, you need to prepare yourself for questions like those.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. And when you respond like that, that just shows that you don't like what you're doing.
And it sounds like a hit dog hollering. It really
So
does.
that's why I don't mind the question because it's a part of her reality.
Mm.
If it was a lie, if it was what's that called when it started with a D? If it was a defamatory
Oh, yeah. Okay.
question, trying to make it seem as if something is untrue,
Right.
then it's like, okay, why are you going there? That doesn't make any sense. Why are you asking that? But no, we know it's true that they're not divorced, and you're still with a married man. These are the facts. How long are you gonna stay with him? And
I'll wait.
okay, so I don't blame her for asking that question. What I do think is that Clarissa is very immature.
For sure.
And I believe if she was more like regulated, or excuse me, more mature, more even keeled just a little bit,
Hmm.
and had a grip on reality, I'm not saying she's bad for being with that married man, because it's apparent that relationship is a no longer situation. It's apparent. So it's like,
yeah.
okay, whatever. You
Right.
know, which is why I don't look too differently at her, because he got the right one. He got a bird, and he needed a bird. So he got the right one.
Because Remy ain't that girl. Remy ain't never
She's
been that
never
girl.
been that one. And maybe she was bending and folding so that he could feel like a man. Maybe that's
Right.
what that was. And you see the kind of woman he get with, and it was so easy for him to get with her. And one of those kind of women that feel like she's better than the past. So it's like, you know, no one's going to be able to get at me or whatever. God bless. But I wish she would have a better hold on reality.
Agree. Bianca, do you think this question was disrespectful? And are you surprised by Clarissa Shields' response to said question?
I don't. I don't think it was disrespectful at all. And I was with Jennifer all the way up until she said that she felt like she is better than the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Not when she literally tried to be the last one. We never saw Clarissa Shields dressing like she do, or trying to dress, because if she look a hot
Because it
mess
was
in
a
the
big old
clothes.
attempt, sis.
She attempted to give sexy like Remy does. And you see how beautiful that lady is? Like you just can't do it. You can't do it. So, but no, I don't think the question was disrespectful at all. I mean, it is what it is. That is what you are in a relationship with a married man. If you
Mm-hmm.
gonna get so offended by it, then why are you doing something that you deem so offensive? If somebody asks you about it,
Come on.
I mean, nobody told you to go and get with that man.
Yeah.
Nobody did. So I mean, put on your big girl drawers and stand in it. That's what you chose to do. Stand in your truth. I don't see why you keep blowing up on people. She need to go to counseling too.
Agreed.
Agreed. Because
I agree with that.
you're right, Bianca. She goes off on people because of the truth, because of the fact of the matter. That's crazy. Why,
Yes.
how are you to go back and forth about that? It's true.
And you did it. You're doing it.
You're
You're
doing it
still
today.
to this day, as we
And
speak.
both of y'all hurting him, because when they finally go through with court, we got all this footage,
Come on.
all this evidence of him being unfaithful.
Mm,
It's all there. They always let you know, don't do nothing until them papers are signed, sealed, and delivered, because all of that can come back in court and use as evidence against you. And both of y'all sitting up here looking the fool.
Crazy.
the
Especially like when
fool.
it comes to the child and everything. Like
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna be a cute situation. And to be honest, I'm kind of wondering why it takes so long for us to get to the space of getting the divorce papers. Like,
Because he want money from her.
understood.
And
Probably.
now he's making it harder for himself to even get that.
Yeah, it sounds like. Well, these are the moments where it just feels like that's all he wanted from her in the first place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe he got mad enough one day to be like, well, shoot, I can, you know, divorce you, try to get some money and get with some other girl and make Remy upset. And that's what it gives to me, Bianca and Jonathan. It gives, I want to make Remy upset. But look at what you did it with a bird.
Right.
Bird. Somebody that's, yes, she's talented, but she is not a smart gal. She
Okay.
doesn't
You
know
know,
how to deal with the media or anything like that. It's kind of sad.
right. When you cheat, you gotta cheap up. You know what I'm saying? And typically, when people cheat, they don't cheap up. They typically don't do that. Jennifer, do we have any comments, girl?
What are we gonna say, Bianca?
And then her and posting these videos on the tickety top, trying to dance and can't walk in heels. Like, it's nothing feminine about you. Go sit down.
And I mean nothing.
Yikes.
Like, I don't see where the attraction is, but I mean, look at him. He looked like a little anteater himself. So hey, let them have each other.
He looks like a rat. That's what he looks like to me.
A New York City rat.
Yeah.
Moving on. That I just when I look at them, I just think tragic. That's what I think.
Of course.
What's a good word for them, Bianca, that you have in your heart?
No, I feel the same. It's gonna be
Mm.
tragic because I don't even feel like he like her for real. He don't act like it.
No.
He
No.
probably with her for the money too.
I see no chemistry between them. They don't look like a loving couple. I don't know what they doing, child.
And it seemed like she just happy she got somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. She's ecstatic to have somebody on her arm. Like It's seems like more of a transactional type of relationship where you help me, I help you, we help each other. You know what I'm saying? That's what it
Y-
seems like to me.
If I was
y'all,
her mother, what was that, Bianca?
I was gonna say, y'all think that's why she mad? Because every time somebody question her about him, that's the only man who want her. That's the
Yeah,
only man that she can get.
right. Because I don't hear them niggas talking about Clippers and
Cause,
Shields
cause
like that.
he's somebody.
Yeah.
Ugh.
We use that loosely too, cause Lord knows. And for him to be so talented in the booth, like, oh yeah, I remember we had this conversation. He had like 50, 11 albums. I'm sorry.
I think we looked it up live. Like,
Yeah, it was a
yeah.
whole heap of albums that he had. Ugh.
Yeah.
And ain't her one track.
Well, the only song that I'm aware of that Papoose is a part of is the Touch It remix, Busta Rhymes, featuring everybody. Everybody was on that song, child. That's the only time I've ever heard a verse from him, ever,
Hmm.
to this day.
And I can't even remember it.
Okay.
He said something about he has New York in the palm of his hands or something in the verse, something like that. But
Cause
that's
when
all I
I
remember.
think about touch it, bring it back. I said get low, Mary.
Hey, yes! And I love Missy's verse on it too. Missy's verse is awesome on
Literally
that.
everybody else but that nameless man.
Yeah, because I had no idea who he was back then. Who this nigga at?
Child. And Papoose. I'm sorry, Jonathan. I keep on going. But what kind
It's
of name is
okay.
Papoose? Is that his real name or did he give that to himself?
It sounds like it might be his real name.
Don't
Because
say
Man,
I
that's,
don't,
that.
that's a shame.
because that don't sound like some name that some random person makes up to be their stage name. Like that might be his real name.
Oh, his real name is Shamey Shamel Shamele McKee Mackie.
Ugh.
So he gave himself the name Papoose. That's a little bag.
Oh, okay. I had no idea what that was. Thank you for
Me
that
either.
enlightenment.
I'm gonna keep on going. Hey, he 48 years old. What we trying to
40.
do?
Jeez. Well, at least he looks good for his age. I'll give him that.
That's the response, Jonathan. 40. What? And these are the shenanigans that he's pulling, and he's this close to 50.
At this old age, like this
And
is
how old is she?
ridiculous.
That's a good question.
She must be still in her 30s. She might be still be in her 20s, maybe.
Ooh. Okay. How old? How old is? Oh, it automatically came up after I looked up. She's 31. Jesus.
Mm.
Ooh.
Wow, that is a huge age gap.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another. This see, learning this, it makes so much more sense now to me. She is that girl. And I don't believe she was doing a whole bunch of relationships because she's been doing this Olympic boxing stuff, been doing all this. But I don't think she's been doing relationships. I believe Papoose presented himself, and she said, "Okay,
Let's do it.
Just
right."
low.
Auntie Robin says, "Ain't got nothing to do with his heart. It's Remy's wallet." Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Amira says, "I might slap that question right back into her mouth, like calling someone a home wrecker." Yeah.
Because
yeah.
that's
Well-
exactly what she was doing.
I
I
mean,
don't know if she wrecked the home, but she certainly was unapologetically being with him, though. Have
For
some
sure.
shame.
and tried to fight the wife.
She did. She did.
Like,
That
how
makes
dare
it
you?
even worse.
How dare you try to fight me when you with my husband?
With
You
my
don't know.
husband.
Get
My
that out
husband,
there.
and you know that's, and I believe that's something that Clarissa Shields will never be able to say. My
Right.
husband. That's
Oh.
what you know.
Y'all don't think she gonna get married to Papoose?
No, Pat ain't gonna
Please.
get married to her. What are you talking about?
You see, she want a baby and ain't got down yet.
I mean, well, she still has a career, so I don't know if she's gonna be able to put her career to the side to get pregnant.
No, she want a baby.
Oh, okay.
He haven't given her one.
Mm.
Wait, did she say that he's like using condoms or something like that?
She just keeps talking about pregnancy, and every time he asks about the question, he dodge it. Bloop.
Mm.
Isn't that a sad existence, Bianca?
Yes.
What a sad way to live. Dag and nabbit. Um, Auntie Robin says, actually, papoose is Native American word. If I recall, it's the word for child.
Okay.
Papoose meaning. There's a lot of different papoose meanings.
Oh, okay.
Indigenous child, historically used as an English, is okay. And that's what I was thinking, baby carrier, because I've heard of papoose being as a carrier, a bag for the baby.
Okay. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. So why is, do you think you got some Indian in his family? Because
He might. He looked like he might be. He could be mixed with something.
Mm, he's 48 years old. Mamera
Just wanted to put that out there again, y'all.
just want
Just
to make that
remind
clear.
y'all.
48. Um, and still being referred to as papoose. But you know, I bet other people have even worse, names and still call themselves their stage names.
Yeah.
Mamera says papoose is a thing that natives carry a baby in. Thank you, Mamera. See, now Mamera would know.
Yes.
Mamera didn't need to look that up. She's connected.
She on it.
Papoose is probably a nickname, Auntie Robin said. I bet you. Auntie Robin says, do any of you have nicknames? I do. My first and the only I go by is Tweet. Oh, it still go by Tweet.
I like that.
My uncle looked at me, said, "A little robin goes tweet tweet," and it stuck. Oh, how cute is that?
That is so cute. That is so cute, Auntie Robin.
And Mamera says, Auntie Robin, it could mean child too. It would make sense if it was. It can't mean child anymore with the 48-year-old man. But let it
Because
go.
he is no longer that.
He hasn't been that for 40 plus years. The words have double meaning. It's all about context they are used in. Okay.
Yeah.
Auntie Robin says there was a character in the old Lone Ranger TV show named Papoose, I think. Yes, there was. I think it was an Indian person too.
Oh, wow.
Auntie Robin says, most black people claim to have some kind of Indian/Native American, and almost everyone has relatives in Detroit. I don't. But who knows? All right.
Yeah, well, that's all the time we got, y'all. Bianca, why don't you go ahead and share with the good folks, the good viewers, the good people, your social media contacts real quick.
It's gonna be Bianca Edwards and everything, y'all.
Genesita, your turn.
I'm Prophetic Fire Reiki. Go ahead and follow me on YouTube, TikTok, as well as Instagram. On YouTube, I go live every single Monday at 8 p.m. and talk about stuff.
All right, be sure to join us with Faithful Warrior Ministries every single Saturday morning at 10-ish a.m. If you're looking for us, just put us in the search bar on YouTube. We should pop right on up. Once again, we go live every Saturday morning at 10-ish a.m. to read a devotional, do a little bit of chit-chatting, and also prayer. If you're interested in joining us, please do so. Once again, Saturday morning, 10-ish a.m., Faithful Warrior Ministries. You guys can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is JoJo_speaks3020. My Facebook is Jonathan Lee. My email is williamjonathanlee@gmail.com. My Cash App is $Jonathan Lee07. That's $JONATHANLEE07. Thank you all so much for joining us for this live. Thank you, Auntie Robin, Ms. Kim, Tammy, Mamir. I don't think I'm missing anybody. Thank you all so much for joining us for this live. Be sure to join me every Monday night at 6 p.m. for my live 90-Day Fiancé review. Oh, Jennifer, you want to read that comment?
Yeah, Flo Anthony has gone to glory. She's a longtime news column and activist. Well, no, she's a journalist. Gosh, if you saw her face, I think you might recognize her. But Flo Anthony, she's a big journalist in the African American community.
Okay.
May she rest in what peace? I'm gonna try to share my screen real quick so y'all can see her. Give me one quick second.
Okay. Oh, I've seen her in
You've
quite
seen
a
her
few.
face.
Like behind the music and unsung. Yeah, I know who she is.
There we go. I found a good picture. But yeah, she was 74. It looked like. There she goes.
Oh,
So, she's certainly a trailblazer. Been doing it for a long time. God bless her, and
Absolutely.
may her family find peace. Okay,
Oh, whew, I'm sorry.
let me take this
Please
down.
excuse me for that.
Jonathan's not bored. He's just sleepy.
I'm just sleepy. Yeah.
And Mamera says I've been sleeping on Saturday, and I got so bummed that I missed our Saturday morning. I get lazy in my old age. It's okay, Mamera.
And you have that right to be lazy, Mamir. You earned it.
Do it.
Anyways, and be sure not only join me on Mondays at 6 p.m. for my 90 Day Fiance review with Dustin Butler, but also be sure to join us next week, same time, same place, same beautiful faces. Hope you all have a safe weekend. Stay safe out there. We love you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out, y'all.